Alright, we are on. Alright guys, my name is Elijah, also known as SkyPixel, and also known as Octavian World if you follow me on Reddit. Today I'm going to show you guys my Minecraft world. It is very large. I've been working on it for the last 10 years. So many cities in this world. I won't be able to show you everything in this video, but I hope to show you guys the more major cities. So we're going to start with the very southernmost city that I have currently, and it is called Morley. If you guys have ever used Unmined, I highly recommend it. It is so amazing to be able to display your entire world. It's awesome. That's what it is. So this is right here, guys, Morley. And it's pretty neat. A lot of road systems right here that are connected, and they are all functional. I think I explained that a little bit in a previous video with Blockbench. It's a really cool program that lets you design your own custom mobs, blocks, etc. So I had all these different more realistic looking brick blocks, and it's all just customized to this specific area. This is based off of the French Quarter in New Orleans, which I've actually never been to. I've only seen pictures on Google Earth, so hopefully I did it kind of justice. I mean, it's not exactly the same. It's not just the street, but just its surrounding area. Yeah, and these trees up here I also custom designed. This is Spanish moss right here, and this is dead mangrove leaves. So yeah, it was really fun. This city is probably actually one of my favorite cities, but it doesn't do that well when I post it off of Reddit and other areas. For some reason, people just don't seem to like it as much as my other cities, but it's pretty cool. So anyways, I got, oh, wait a second, right, here we go. Yeah, I got this area right here, this whole road system right here. Currently running Kelly's RTX. I use a lot of different shader packs as well as ray tracing packs, and I also design my own packs as well. Today I am using Kelly's RTX because I like it, and it's not quite as demanding as better RTX and as other ones, and I'm running this at 32 chunks, so it can be a lot sometimes. Alright, so anyways, this is this city, and I'm going to show you one more area in Morley over this direction. So this is Morley's mangrove swamp area that I've been working on. I got a really cool customized house right here. It is very much inspired off of Resident Evil Biohazard, if you've ever played that game. And I have a couple of these houses around. It's pretty neat. So if you do download this world, you can find this area. I have all the coordinates listed on my Patreon, so you can see where all this area is. But it's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat area, and yeah, it's right at the base of the city right here. So I got this really cool swampland right here, coming through down to the city. I did initially have this area flooded, but then decided it's probably not the best idea, so beware. Actually, I do have alligator mobs in here, so yes, beware of them. Alright, so now I'm going to teleport from here to a different city. Alright, so now we are going to go back to Unmined right here. Again, such a neat program. And we're going to teleport to, what's another good city? So many places in this world. Let's teleport to this city right here called Klaxikin, and it's at 269, 1,876. Why did I do 40? I'm not sure. We will. I spawned beneath the surface for some really weird reason. Don't judge me. Oh, I just came into a building of some sort. Alright. Yes, here we are. This is Klaxikin, guys. This city really doesn't have a whole lot going for it, but it's pretty neat. We got the freeway right here. The Sydney Opera House, which is not the best. I'm actually going to be redoing that. I did this Opera House 5 years ago, so actually it was probably more 6 or 7 years ago. It's been a while. It needs to be redone, so that's on my list of things to do. And then I got the freeway that comes this way, and it goes all the way up to my city Octavian, which is the next city I'm going to be teleporting to in just a minute. And this will take you all the way down to Morley and Ruby and all those other cities that are down there. Anyway, so yeah, this is where the freeway goes to. You can actually take the mine carts right here and switch lanes if you want to go to other areas of this world. To Malia and Zalex. Those are other cities that are that direction. They're not really big cities, so I probably won't be showing that in this video, but maybe in a separate video when I start working on that area more. Okay, now we're gonna go back to Unmined. My favorite program in the world. We're gonna follow this freeway up right here, if you can kind of see it. Whee! Whee! I don't know why I'm doing that. To Octavian. This is one of the biggest cities in my world, so hopefully it will load in just fine. We'll see. Alright. Okay. Resume game. /TP O 500 0. Actually, let's do 300. Why are we doing 500? Yeah, this is like in the very center of my world. I started working on this city back in 2014, so it is a really big city. And it's a cyber city. It's actually really neat if you switch it to night. So let's do time, set, night. Hallelujah. And it looks so awesome right through here. So, a couple of things about Octavian. It definitely, when I first started working on the city, I didn't have a layout or anything. I didn't really know how to do city planning, and I was not anticipating this world to be as big as it is now. So when I just started building, and it was on a very small island that I had to expand as the years progressed because the city just got bigger and bigger. If I could, I'd go back 10 years and fix my whole entire layout, but because I can't do that now, and it is what it is now just a big jumbled mess. It is a big mess, but it is neat, I think, and there's a lot of really cool roads that come through here. We got this one right here. This goes over to downtown section. We're actually in downtown, so we can come through right here. So yeah, called the Azervan Tunnel, and it's right next to the Azervan Bridge. It's a very old historic bridge that I worked on in this world. We got my custom posters that I've made for the city, Octavian. This is actually a drawing that I did. If you've ever seen Inside Out, it's one of my favorite Disney or Pixar movies, and I just decided to import it into this world. That is from a documentary that I worked on a while back, and then we also got a couple of other videos around here. And we also got Razalia right here. This is another city I'll be teleporting to you guys to in a minute. But before we go to Razalia, let's also check out some other areas around Octavian. We got this whole bridge section right here. It's pretty neat. This is on my this is from my third documentary off of my YouTube channel. And let's also check the city square right here. Yes. Okay, so this is the mall right here. This area is really cool because it displays some of my most recent videos that I do. Other than Minecraft, I'm a big videographer, so I have connect to my other works that I have. So I got a family video that I did right here. Trauma, a visual story, is a visual story about childhood trauma that I worked on. Last year, I spent like 7 months on that video, so I spent a lot of time on it. That was the director's cut for it. I also have the original cut that will be coming out in my documentary next year, which includes the director's cut. And then I have Powerhouse. This is my most recent one that I did. And this one was actually probably one of my favorite videos. I freaking loved it. Sky Pixel, celebrating 10 years. I put this up July of 2024, so just a couple months ago, because that was my 10-year anniversary of this world. And I have some of my most proud works, I'd say, in the pictures right here. So I got a Disneyland Paris castle I can show you later on in this video. It's pretty neat. This bottom right here is actually Octavian. That's where we are at. Those are the Lottish Mountains. That is the swamps that I was just at in the Morley, with some pretty cool shader packs on, if I do say so myself. This is North Coastal Mountains. This is in the northern regions of my world, around Harlow and Alouette. I'll show you those areas as well later. And then of course this is Morley right here, but with a shader pack on. We've got the cloud and the fog cover. It's pretty freaking awesome. And then I have Minecraft Legends right here because I actually moderate the subreddit for it on Reddit. So pretty neat stuff right here. Bam. Ba-bam. Okay. My most recent buildings that I did in the Griffin area. And then I also showed in a separate video how I did my floors. So if you want to be able to see how I do my city foundations for some of my areas, I'll have a link to that as well. And then I got right here the Vontum Tower is what I call it. It is a very tall overlook tower in the downtown area of Griffin. You can also see Octavian in the background here and some of the other more major metropolitan areas of the city. So this way goes over here. This is a library right here. It has a lot of really cool journals that I've had that I've put over the years of areas that I've worked on in this world. It's pretty unique. And then this right here kind of comes down underneath the city because it's really hard to make really big roads like this through a really compact city. So I've had to work underneath the city to be able to kind of get through areas of this of Octavian. You can come over right here, and then there's actually all these different journals that I have right here in my world. It's pretty unique. If I come in right here, for example, let's just do F1, open it up, and then we can just say there's hazard zones right here. Hazard zones are areas in my world that are known to have corruptions. It tells you where there are corruptions in this world. Every single time there's a new update that comes out, sometimes there's areas in this world that get corrupted, and that's actually what this book is it lets you know where those corruptions have occurred. So they're just areas of really high load chunks, and also areas that are between the old and the new terrain. So if you remember back when Caves and Cliffs came out, the blending feature that you kind of had where you didn't have those really sharp edges when you went from old terrain to new terrain, so they kind of did this whole blending thing. Those areas are also known to have corruption sometimes on new versions. So that's what this is, hazard zones, and I've also labeled on the roads where those areas are as you're like traversing through the city, so you kind of know where most corruptions have occurred in this world. So that's what that book is. It's pretty unique. And then I have some history in some of these cities right here. Let's open this one right here. I actually haven't even gotten to this area of my world yet, but this is pronunciations of cities and towns and places in my country, Jesla. So I got Jesla itself, Jesla, and then of course you can go through the list, Tahola, Ta'ahola, and you can even go through and just kind of see all these different areas. South Pumco, Alouette, Grizzly, Blackwall, Sipkine, Elawa, Hokwa, Waska, and Cambry, Oxland, Alyeska, Heskaway, Coralie, Madier, all these different places. There's so many areas of my world. And so it's really unique to kind of have this if you are wondering how to pronounce some of these areas that I have in my world. They're kind of unique. Jesla country is actually based off of my home in the Pacific Northwest, so there's a lot of Pacific Northwest dialect in there and Indian sounding names. So I'm now going to go back to Unmined, and we're going to go to the next city because we spent a lot of time on Octavian. I haven't even showed you Harlow yet, nor did I show you Brooklyn or Rosewood area. There's so many areas in this world. Man, I could just spend forever showing you all these areas, but that's okay. Let's go up north now. I mean, I do have another city right here. It's called Valence. All right, so let's go up to Razalia right here. This is a pretty unique city. What are the coordinates? -340 and 2340, -2340. So if we come here, resume game, /tp -312 100 -2340. Here we go. And now we are in the Razalia area. And let's switch it to day, time, set, day. All right, here is my city, Razalia. This is kind of a lost project for a long time, 3 or 4 years ago, and then I just kind of left it alone and haven't done much to it since. But it is a pretty unique area. I got the Seattle Space Needle, I don't know if you know what the Space Needle is, but it is a landmark in Seattle, Washington, in the USA, in the Pacific Northwest region. And then, let's see, I also got, of course, all my roads through here. There's a couple of other unique builds that I've also done in this area I could probably show you. These are some custom mountains that I did. They're pretty small. They're nothing compared to some of the mountains I'll be showing you here in a minute. But they're still, I really like them, you know. I really like them, so they're pretty cool. I come through right here. I got another city back there called Tayberry. History is, I worked on the city with my best friend way back when, and our friendship kind of fell apart, and that's actually probably one of the reasons why I don't really care to build in this city anymore. But it is it is the North District in my country, Skyline. So pretty unique area. It's actually right off the border of two different countries. PlayStation for Bedrock. No, not Bedrock, sorry. Just the PlayStation 4 Classic version. And so this whole area was actually just an ocean. And so this was actually my border of my world back on the PS4 Classic. I started this on the PS3 Classic, so it was just a small little world. But now it expanded to the PS4 Classic, and then from there to Bedrock, and then I went from PS5 over to PC, so I'll never go back to PlayStation. But anyways, this did start on a PlayStation 3 Classic, so it's an old world, you know. In this area right here, this is actually the border between the old terrain that I have right here and some of the new terrain over here. And I've labeled that right here. So if you can kind of go through, you know, border crossing right here, bedrock terrain, you see? So anything past this is bedrock terrain. And if there's any roads that go through some of my more like customized landscapes that I've done, I'll mention that that is custom terrain. So now you know where there's bedrock terrain and there's PlayStation 4 terrain and PS3 terrain even. And as well as custom terrains. See, PS4 Classic terrain. Razalia L1 only is lane 1 only, so you can kind of switch over between lanes again. But yeah, pretty unique. So, again, there's really not a whole lot to this city. It's just, yeah, kind of an area I don't really like to be in that much anymore. But now we're actually gonna go to Harlow. Harlow is my north capital. So Razalia, North District, Harlow, North Capital. So if we take this freeway this way, you can go this way or this way. It goes to different areas of my world. This is actually some really cool base worlds that I've done on different Minecraft worlds that I've actually imported into my main Minecraft world. So I actually had 3 different Minecraft worlds where I was working on base worlds and bases and things like that for like survival play. And I just took these areas of my other worlds that I had and put them into my main world here. So now I have this all near my city, Razalia. And I'd show you those areas, but again, I could spend another 20 or 30 minutes showing you all those areas. So again, I don't have that much time. So we're gonna go and show you my north capital city, Harlow. So Octavian is my central capital. Harlow is my north capital. Morley is my south capital. I showed you Morley and Octavian, and then Prunelle is my eastern capital. I do not have a west capital yet, so I have not built anything over in the western regions of my world, except in the northwestern regions. So again, so we're gonna go to Harlow now, and we'll come here. We'll resume the game. We're gonna do /TP to negative 3,300, negative 3,000. It's close to these coordinates, so I don't know the exact coordinates off the top of my head. That's why Unmined is very helpful, because some of my cities are like thousands of blocks apart, you know? They are very far apart. So this area, this is probably my favorite city in this world. I freaking love Harlow. It's not too bad when you take the railroad route, so Harlow and Octavian are actually the 2 closest capitals in my world, but they're 2 completely different climate and regions, as you can tell. Harlow is in a temperate rainforest climate, which the Pacific Northwest is based off a lot of temperate rainforests. This area is pretty unique. I freaking love the city here. I love all the bridges that I have going on through here. and I started doing my custom terrain around this area. So there's a lot of custom terrain in this area. It was back when I first started doing custom terrain, so they're not the best of landscapes, I would say. Definitely not as great as what I'm about to show you up north from here. But this is at the base of my North Coastal Mountains right here. This area is pretty unique. I got a really cool castle up here, once it'll load in. I think I showed a little bit of this castle in a previous video. But once you get north of this area, there's not a lot of road systems. There is a really big city. Well, I wouldn't say it's big. It's a small city. And it's called Alouette, and that I will show you probably at the end of this video because that's in the very far corner of my area, of my world. Before I go there, I want to show you Prunelle. So we got to go to /TP/ or 8801 200 negative 401. It's somewhere around here. That's all I know. So this is Prunelle. It is based off of Paris and some other cities out east as well, like London and possibly Rome as well. I was thinking about incorporating Rome somehow in this area, but it's quite the city. It's definitely coming along. This is actually the Louvre. I'm going to show more pictures of this later on. We're not done with it yet. I was working on that with a pretty cool Minecrafter, and he goes by the name of Simplecells, and I have links to his stuff as well in the description of this video. I got Disneyland Paris right here. I've actually never been to Disneyland Paris, but I love the look of the castle there, so I decided to replicate it into Minecraft. This was my 9-year anniversary. I mentioned that in a previous video, I think, and I think I also showed a little bit of the inside of this castle as well, so I probably won't be going in there for this video. There we go. But yeah, this is, so you can definitely tell that this area is under a lot of development. It's definitely not done. But I got some pretty cool castles here. I got some really cool cherry blossom trees and mountains all around. It's a unique area. It's probably one of my favorite areas, but again, it needs a lot of work. A lot needs to be done here, but we'll get to that. We will definitely get to that. I'm gonna go over to Alouette now. /TP negative 11,300 negative 11,000. Yeah, this area is very far in my world. So yeah, this is called the Razalia Glacier, and then I got the Alaska Glacier over here. And this area of my world is based off of northern British Columbia and southern Alaska, which are the extreme northern regions of the Pacific Northwest. And I actually named it after Alouette Lake in British Columbia. That's where I filmed some of my video Trauma, and I really like the name, so that's what this little city is named after. And this is a big work in progress area, so there's a lot that I still am doing here. But yeah. So this area is pretty unique, and then I got a road system that comes through this way. It takes you down to Klaxikin, which is a small little city in the off the coast right here. If it'll load. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Now it's loading in some of the mountains here. But anyways, yeah, it's pretty cool. This is a small little town that I've been working on. It's definitely not done yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. It's just taking some time to work on. Ooh, it just got dark. Yeah, so now what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to teleport to one more area I'd like to show you in this world. If we go to /TP, let's go back to Unmined real fast because I don't actually know the coordinates entirely. So yeah, this is the Alaska Glacier right here. This is Alouette. This is the area that I've kind of been showing you. We got Klaxikin right here. Some of the really big coastal glaciers right here. There's so much areas around here you guys can explore. There is a ton a ton of area. I got some really big mountains right here, really steep mountains. I got, this area is actually probably one of my favorite areas in the world as well. So many areas I could show you guys in this world, it's crazy. It's just, I could spend forever trying to show you guys all these different areas. What I'm actually going to do is teleport you guys to one more area that I've currently been working on, and it's this road right here. This road will take you between Harlow and Oxland. Again, another area I have not shown you guys yet, but that's okay. This road will take you from Harlow, Oxland area all the way up to Alouette, and I really freaking love the road system through right here that I've been working on, so I'm going to show you guys that real fast, and then we'll probably cut out of this video. So negative 3,600 and negative 6,3. So negative 3,6 and negative 6,3. Alright. Negative 3,6 and negative 6,3. Probably somewhere around there, I presume. Let's do time, set, day, and weather clear. Yep, here we are. So this road system through right here, I freaking love this road system so much. It just goes through some really pretty areas of my world, so this road also goes through some really steep areas of my world too, and I could spend forever on this road because it literally spans thousands of blocks in this world, so I'll actually probably do that for the last area of this video, but yeah, so load. So if you really like this this area, again, the coordinates are right there on screen. So if you do have this world, you can check it out. It's pretty unique. It's a pretty unique area. Again, these mountains are all based off of the Pacific Northwest. What I'm going to do is we're actually going to go to the Scotland Mountains, which are way up here. Load, my friend. We got 15,000, so it's way east, and negative 8,000, so negative 8,000 north. Not quite as, definitely not as north as Alouette, but 15,000 and negative 8,3. So we'll go back into the game. Resume game / TP negative, or sorry, 15,006. 300 and negative 8789, somewhere around there, right? I presume. Hopefully. Yep, this looks like the general area. Very much different than the mountains that I'm used to because I've actually never been to Scotland, and the process of building these mountains and doing them through World Painter and other third-party programs is very different than the mountains that I'm used to. They're both complex in their own ways, but this one's a different kind of complex, so it's interesting. But yeah, really pretty area. Definitely one of my favorite areas in the world, and I'm actually planning on doing a huge castle somewhere around here, because when I think of Scotland, I also think of castles. So, I mean, come on, Harry Potter. Like, that's where Harry Potter was filmed. Let's go. Even though Hogwarts is not a real castle, but like, you know, there are a lot of real castles that are freaking amazing looking in Scotland, so I plan on doing that in a separate video. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is pretty cool. It's pretty unique. It's pretty awesome. I definitely haven't worked on like the Highlands, like the really big Highlands area yet. That will probably be in a separate version of SkyPixel that I plan on releasing either in October or November. And that's actually the last thing I want to talk to you guys about. So I do release new versions of this world every month. So every month around the last week of the month. So I have version 15.3 coming out on September 26th. So that's like a few days from now, actually. And then I have version 15.4 coming out next month, sometime at the end of October. And 15.5 will be in November, you know, so forth. And anyways, these new versions have new areas in my world and fixes and areas that need to be fixed and new updates and just a ton of, you know, new stuff. Every new version I'll release off of my Patreon. So if you are subscribed to me on Patreon, you'll actually get the updates for free. So you'll just go on, and every single time I make a new post, you can just re-download the world. If you have builds that you have in this world, you just copy the region files over. So if you want, you know, not just the new terrain that I've also done, but also like the work that you've been building on in here, you can copy the region files over, or use programs like Amulet to be able to copy your structures over. Otherwise, if you just like to, you know, play survival and just kind of explore, then, you know, again, that's fun too. So whatever works for you. I have new versions releasing every month, and I can't wait to kind of show you, you know, what else I have going on here. So the last thing I'm going to do is teleport to 300. This area will be updated. So if you are curious about when the next version's coming out, so the green means that that's the current version that you're playing on. So world version 15.2, it was released on August 29th, 2024. Current world version, Minecraft version 1.21.2. The next one that's in plan right now is version 15.3, releasing September 26th, 2024. So when the new version releases and you download it, this area will be now right here in the green. This was the previous version right here, and these are other planned versions. So red means that I'm not working on it currently in the moment, and purple means that it's down the road. So yellow means that it's currently in progress. Green, again, means it's active. That's the version that you're on. Blue is previous version. So yeah, if you do download this world, you'll be able to see those changes over time. And then again, I got, you know, my cities posters all around, kind of displaying other areas of this world, which is pretty unique. Yeah, I do plan on doing, again, I think I talked about it in a previous video, but I do plan on doing a server. It's just going to be a while before I get there. But when I do have a server, I will definitely make a video about it, and I'll send links, and yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for that. I'm curious about where this world's going to go. It's been in the works for so long. So yeah, so anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, thumbs, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you in another video.